Hello everyone and welcome to Joe's Gardening World. So today in this short video I'm gonna show you how to grow a giant sequoia from a really tiny cutting. So basically what you need is a branch of sequoia tree, and I understand it might be difficult to get since this tree doesn't grow everywhere, but I'm lucky enough that here in Slovakia we have a few of these giant sequoia trees, and after the recent storm I went down and checked under two trees and I found a big branch fallen down. So I take these nearly perfect cuttings, nearly perfect branches, look at them, so nice, and be sure to take it off with a little bit of the old wood, so that's where the roots will form. And I also took cuttings like this. These are, from my opinion, these are perfect. These are just perfect. Look at the shape, it's so bulky, so chubby and so small, and compared to the bigger ones, this one is pretty stable. If you put it in, it's not gonna move. It's really stable, it's nice shape. Also doesn't need much grow energy, and can last longer in the soil without a root. So these ones are quite big. You can already see they're gonna pull the pot over if they are too big. So I don't really recommend to get big ones like this, but I'm gonna grow them also because sequoia tree is something you don't get every day, and if there wouldn't be for the storm, that branch would not break and I wouldn't have these cuttings. So I was really lucky to get a sequoia tree cuttings. Normally I would just grow them from seeds, which are available everywhere, but they have just 15%, maybe even lower chance of sprouting out of the seeds. So I'm happy with the cuttings, and I really want to grow a lot of sequoia trees from the cuttings, and they already are very strong indeed. And I have a lot. I took everything I could. If I would count it, then I have a full bag of cuttings, and maybe I prepare already like 50 cuttings just on this table. So I'm really excited about this. I have the chance to have so many cuttings. But if you don't have a sequoia near your house or 1 hour drive, then probably you just rely on the seedlings, or maybe you just buy a grown sequoia from some nursery. Oh, anyway, I also found a lot of these cones, and one is not open yet. This one gonna be full of seeds, so I'm just gonna put it on some place that's really warm so it cracks open. I put it in some bag or some container so the seeds don't fall all over, and basically you see how there's still seeds inside. I have like 20 of these, so the storm was really good for getting me some material to grow sequoias. I already have around 100 sequoia trees grown from the seed, but they're really weak. They need lots of time to grow big, and I really think it's a better way to grow trees like this from a branch. If you have a branch, then do it. So basically what you need is a perfect cutting. If you have something like this, a bigger one, there were branches all over. From this point on, there were branches. I took them off, so you have some like 5 centimeters space. Then let's take this one. These are already prepared, so you take the branch once you clean it from the smaller ones, and be sure you have some of that 2-year-old wood. You put it in a growing rooting gel, or you can use powder, whatever. Don't need to dip it for long, just get it in. Oh, now I forget. First make the holes. I use a pencil because it's the best thickness, matching that cutting. Why I'm doing the holes? Because if I wouldn't do the holes and I just put the cutting like this, then I take off the rooting gel or rooting powder and it's not gonna work so good. So what I do, I'm doing these holes just to make it very easy for the cutting to be placed inside. And now when we have the cutting, we place it in the hormone. We gently put it in, try not to scratch, and then we just fasten it. You do this for all your cuttings. And I'm surprised, I checked on YouTube, I checked online, I didn't really find a successful video. There's no one even trying. Maybe it's because, I don't know, it's probably very difficult to get a cutting from Sequoia tree. If that wasn't for that storm, I wouldn't have them, because they would be like 20 meters above the ground and basically there's no chance to get them. So I really rely on luck in this one. Even the cones, maybe they drop down, maybe they don't, but it's a bit of luck. It's a bit of luck, so thanks for that. Thanks for that, nature. So we have this done. Eventually I'm gonna water this, but because I'm using just one hand and everything's so difficult, I think I need to buy some cheap stand for the phone. Some cheap phone holder. It's gonna improve a lot. I think I took the wrong one, but anyway, this is how it looks. I'm using these very cheap cups. I think they're for like lemonade or whatever. You can get 50 for €1. This is the best thing you can do. And you also see, once they start to have roots, you see the roots. So you will know when they have roots. So I really go for the transparent ones, and I already use this for a lot of junipers and other stuff, other small bushes, and they're really nice and it works perfectly. You can store them, they're quite thin, quite light. I use some sand. Unfortunately I don't have clean sand, I just have a sand with some rocks inside, but it's okay, it's not gonna hurt anything. Maybe it's even better because that has some weight, additional weight. I don't know if it's like sand more heavier or the rock is more heavier. I think it's the same, it's basically rock. But why I use sand? If I would use soil, I'm afraid it's gonna rot. It's gonna be rotting and there's gonna be some fungus. I'm pretty successful with sand in any type of trees that can be sprouted from a cutting. So I'm using sand all the time and sand works really nice. It remains wet and you can see it's not forming a difficult soil environment for the plant. And basically the roots come really quick, really big, and lots of trees actually grow in sand in the nature, so I think it's quite natural environment, so let's give it a shot. So now basically what I would do, I would use some water to make it more moist, maybe even wet, not just moist but really wet. And I'm using this pressure sprayer. It's a really good thing to have, and if you don't want to have that sprinkle effect, you can just adjust, and now you have straight flow of water like this. This thing is I think this one is the must-have for any gardening professional or amateur, whatever. It costs maybe €4. Very simple thing. It has 2 liters, I guess. Around that, yeah, around 2 liters, less than 2 liters, and it's a really helpful thing. This thing is really helpful. Buy it, use it. The rooting hormone I use is Stimulax. This one is made in Czech Republic, but I think any country you can use whatever you get and it's gonna work. I use this for even apple trees, and I show you the result. This is my apple tree from last year and it's getting some flowers. It's already spring now, so it's growing. It's still inside. This one I don't really know how big is the root. I don't want to replace it. If it works, I keep it inside. Some people say open the bags and put fresh air inside, but you know what, I didn't open this for like 3 months and it still works. Sometimes maybe there are some holes and it gets some fresh air, but basically you don't need to open it so often. Maybe once a month if you really think so it's necessary. But this is how I end up with this one. Unfortunately I don't have big zip bags to put it like that one, so from bottom up and then you just ziplock it is the best thing, is the easiest thing. But I have just these bags, so I have to do it like this. And here I just use some rubber band. Is also a good way, but basically the Ziploc bag is much easier and much better, and you can grab it on top and it's gonna hold from the bottom, so it's not gonna fall off. This one can fall off, you know, the rubber band can break anytime, or simply it's not strong enough, and this container is quite heavy. So this is how I'm going to do it. Just grow them, maybe check in 4 weeks. Maybe in 4 weeks I make a second video about this, if there are any roots. And basically in 4-6 weeks there should be some rooting going on in 4 to 6 weeks. So I'll come back to you with another video how I'm progressing. And if you want to see the cone again, this is how Sequoia cone looks. So nice, so nice, my God. Okay, good luck, thanks for watching, and stay tuned.
Ale ustawię.